Title: She left me for another man, now she wants to come back. Should I let her? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Lessons from Life, where we dive deep into real stories, uncover valuable life lessons, and share insights that can change the way you think. I hope you're all doing well today, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our content. Today's story is intense, emotional, and will make you reflect on relationships, forgiveness, and boundaries. You won't want to miss this one, so stick around to the end for a powerful message. Today's story is about a man who was left heartbroken by his wife of many years. 3 years ago, his wife, who he thought was his partner for life, left him and their kids for another man. She'd cheated, and the man had to pick up the pieces, raising their kids alone, rebuilding his life, and moving on. But after 3 years, she's back. She wants to reconcile. Let's dive into how everything unfolded. Imagine being married for over a decade, building a life together, and raising children. Everything seems perfect until one day you realize something's wrong. This man, let's call him Mark, started noticing little things. His wife wasn't acting the same. Her late nights, her distance, her lack of interest in their home life. And then, one day he found the proof: messages. Not just casual chats, but flirtatious, intimate conversations with another man. It wasn't just a one-time mistake, it was a plan, a deliberate act of betrayal. Now, betrayal can come in many forms. Some may think that emotional cheating isn't as serious as physical cheating, but both can be equally destructive. It's about breaking trust, breaking the connection you share with someone you love. Mark knew something had shifted, but he didn't want to believe it at first. But the truth always comes out, and that's exactly what happened. Eventually, his wife confessed. She said she was unhappy. She felt that their life together wasn't what she wanted. They divorced, and she moved out, taking very little with her but leaving behind a shattered family. The kids, 15-year-old twin boys and a 12-year-old girl, were devastated. They couldn't understand why their mother had chosen to walk away. And Mark, who was left with sole custody, had to step up in ways he never imagined. 3 years later, Mark had built a new life. His kids were growing older, and he'd made peace with the past. He wasn't dating seriously but had occasionally gone on dates. The kids were doing better, but the younger twin son still missed his mom. Then, one weekend, Mark got a knock on his door. It was his ex-wife. She looked different, worn down, frail even. And she was pleading with him to take her back. You can only imagine how Mark felt in that moment. The mother of his children, the woman he once loved, showing up, asking for a second chance. It's a roller coaster of emotions. On one hand, you have the memories of what you once had, and on the other, the scars of betrayal. So what does he do? How does he respond? That's where this story gets complicated. She explained how she'd made a terrible mistake, that she had lost everything, her savings, her new life with the man she left Mark for. He had turned out to be a fraud, bankrupt, an alcoholic, and abusive. She admitted that she had failed in every way possible, and now she wanted to come back, not just for herself but for the kids too. She wanted to raise them together again as a family. Now, if you're anything like me, you might be thinking, why is she coming back now? She left when it was convenient, but now that things are bad, she wants to crawl back into the safety of the family she abandoned. It's hard not to wonder, is this really about her wanting to rebuild a relationship, or is it simply because her world came crashing down? Mark's mind is spinning. He wants to believe her. He wants to see his kids happy with their mom back in their lives. But he's cautious. How do you move forward when you've been hurt so deeply? He starts to think about the future. If he lets her back into their lives, what happens if she leaves again? What happens if she falls for someone else and leaves him and the kids all over again? Can he ever truly forgive her? Can their relationship ever return to what it once was? I've seen this kind of situation before. There's always that temptation to forgive, to hope that people can change. But the reality is, trust takes years to build and seconds to destroy. It's not just about whether she can change, it's about whether he can live with the consequences if she doesn't. Mark takes a step back. He's been through too much to let her back into his life without serious consequences. He makes it clear that, even if he were to consider reconciliation, it would not be easy. There would be boundaries. She would need to prove herself to him and, more importantly, to the kids. There's also the matter of a prenup, just in case. He's not ready to rush back into a marriage, but he does agree to let her start rebuilding a relationship with the kids, on their terms. Here's the thing, you can forgive someone, but that doesn't mean you have to trust them again immediately. Rebuilding trust takes time, effort, and consistency. If she's truly changed, she will prove it through her actions, not just words. The internet was divided on Mark's decision. Some said he was too harsh. Others said he was doing the right thing. A lot of people said, she doesn't deserve a second chance. And honestly, they have a point. She left when it was easy, and now she's back because she's in a bad situation. She's not necessarily looking to fix the relationship, she's looking for comfort. I think the most important thing we can learn from this is that we should never allow ourselves to be someone's backup plan. Life is too short to put our energy into people who have proven that they'll walk away when things get hard. To wrap this all up, the lessons here are clear. Set boundaries, prioritize your own healing, and don't let someone who hurt you come back without making real changes. Forgiveness doesn't mean returning to the same dynamic that caused the hurt. And in situations like this, self-worth and self-respect must come first. Mark's decision to not take his ex-wife back immediately is a powerful example of how we should protect ourselves while still being compassionate when it's warranted. Let me know in the comments what you think about Mark's decision. Would you have done the same, or would you have given your ex a second chance? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might need to hear this today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.